Mohamed Salah. If you don't own him, do what you need to do to bring him in. Welcome to the Gianni YouTube show. Hope you guys are well. There are many like me this week that will be looking at a -4 for Mo Salah because he's got Sheffield United at home and boy is he looking sharp. So this is my team selection video for game week 31. Guys, if you fancy hitting that like button nice and early, that'd be amazing. And also, if you're new around here, please do consider subscribing to the channel. But look, before we see my team in full, let me just show you some numbers from game week 30. Because when we look at total attempts, boy, did Mo Salah put up some numbers against Brighton. And those that didn't own Salah, like myself, boy, did we get away with one. 7 points could have been 27 points. And we got lucky that he missed all those big chances. So when we look at goal attempts, right, let's just load a few players from the game week just gone. Sonny, 6 goal attempts. Keane Lewis Potter at Brentford from wing-back, 6 attempts against Man United. Anthony Gordon, 6 attempts. Rodrigo Benitez continues his amazing form at 7. Ivan Toney and Cole Palmer clocked 9 goal attempts each. That is massive. But Mo Salah, with his biggest contribution ever in the Premier League, he's never had more than 12 shots on goal. So for him to only get 1 goal on a 7-pointer... yeah, we definitely got away with one. But what does that show us? Well, it shows us the Liverpool attack is functioning really well. It shows us Salah is as greedy as ever. Well, good. But it also shows us they were playing against an all-right defence. Like Brighton aren't bad defensively and they're a good footballing team. So what are they going to do against Sheffield United? This could be genuinely, if I had my triple captainship available, even though it's a single game week, I'd be considering Mo Salah for triple captain this game week. So look, we don't need to talk much about captaincy this game week, but we definitely need to talk about Mo Salah and the Liverpool attack. And look, maybe, just maybe to benefit from Liverpool hopefully producing a big haul and a high-scoring win, maybe you need more than Mo Salah. So, should we be looking at Luis Diaz this week? Should we be looking at Darwin Núñez this week? If you don't own Connor Bradley, should we be looking there? Well, I own Bradley. I can't get to Darwin and Diaz. But I definitely think a double or triple Liverpool should be on if you can easily move there this week. And I really like Diaz. Klopp was complimentary about him post-match. Darwin didn't have the best of days against Brighton, but he's going to get tons of chances against Sheffield United. So stack up on Liverpool when we look at the fixtures and we appreciate that Liverpool not only have a good run now, but they double in game week 34. You've got to be looking at a triple up by game week 34 for sure. So the other team to consider, of course, that doubles in 34, the other big team is Arsenal. And I just want to touch on some Arsenal defensive numbers before we see my locked team for game week 31. Because I've gone early on my transfers. I'm not showing you guys a team of if, buts and maybes. I'm showing you the team after my 4-point hit that I made on Sunday night. I went early because of price rises. So the other team is Arsenal, right? My plan this week was to consider buying a third Arsenal player. I simply can't because, one, I'm priced out of the defenders, but two, in terms of attackers, I'm not willing to sell Heung-min Son. And I did look at it last week and I was willing to maybe offload Son and bring in an Odegaard or a Havertz. I'm just simply not willing to do that, having watched Spurs against Luton. And I'm going to keep Son up to game week 34 and sell him when he blanks, I think. So it makes me look at Arsenal and I'm like, okay, if I wasn't owning an Arsenal attacker, get to double Arsenal defence if you can. And this is why double Arsenal defence is so good. They are ranked first for goals conceded. They're ranked first for expected goals conceded. This is over the whole season. They're ranked first for clean sheets and first for goal attempts conceded inside the box and on target. Headed goals conceded or attempts conceded first again. Like this defence, they've just gone to the Etihad and kept a clean sheet. This is the best defence in the league. And if you can get a Gabriel and a Saliba, or a Gabriel and a Ben White, or even a David Raya, consider making that move. It's just the two Arsenal players for me, Gabriel and Saka. But again, by double game week 34, I will own that third asset, whether it's a punt on a Havertz or if I go safer with a defender. But having triple Arsenal and triple Liverpool now is something we should all be building to. So how am I combating that? How am I trying to get there? Well, let's have a look at the team on screen. This is what I've currently looked like going into game week 31. This is what I looked like on Sunday evening before I made my moves. And I looked at it and went, okay, how do I get Mo Salah in? Well, straight away, you go You got De Bruyne. Clearly, you sell De Bruyne. The problem with selling De Bruyne to Salah is you still need a ton of money. So where do I make the compromise? Where do I find my enabler? Was it Son down to Havertz? No. Is it Ollie Watkins down to a budget forward? Absolutely. And the Ollie Watkins injury has helped us. But even without the injury, someone I was open to selling. I like him for the Brentford fixture. In 33, but or is it 32? But yeah, it's in 31 Man City away. So look, Ollie Watkins, easy sell for me. 6.5 million to buy a forward. Unfortunately, all the forwards I like are at 7 to 8 million. I'm looking at you, Ivan Toney. I'm looking at you, Isak. I'm looking at you, Darwin. Boy, would I love Darwin this week. In the tier below that, there's no one I really, really wanted. So it was like, just go to a budget baseline forward. Now, Muniz has been amazing. What is it, 8 and 8 now? Scoring goals for fun. But Fulham don't double in 34. And whoever I buy now is probably going to be benched till game week 34. They're my 8th attacker. So I'm looking for someone that's on the bench now and in game week 34 has a good double game week. That narrows it down, doesn't it? It's either Matheus Cunha at Wolves or Mateta at Palace. But it's Mateta at Palace that has the better fixtures. So I'm going to go Mateta. He plays Newcastle and West Ham at home in game week 34. So Mateta is in for 4.9. That gives me now a little bit of money in the bank, which is quite tasty. It gives me more flexibility moving forward and a good sub option. Now, since the new manager has come in at Crystal Palace, Glasner likes Mateta. Hodgson barely played him. But we know Glasner wants to play him because Edouard is injured, but even when Edouard was around and they were playing together, it was Mateta fit together. Mateta was getting the starts. Mateta's a 90-minute man. Also, he's scoring goals, 3 and 4. Pretty useful. With the likes of Eze and Elise's back soon providing, I can see Mateta getting some all right numbers. So he's in, but most excitingly, Mo Salah is in. The big question mark you could say I've got, so that is a -4. That is locked. I could go one further for a -8. I do have money in the bank to get a Darwin in if I wanted to. I can only get Darwin in if I sell Haaland or Solanke. I'm not selling Haaland with his fixtures. He is Luton in a couple of weeks. You know, was it 5 goals he got against Luton recently in the FA Cup? Solanke's been so good. Solanke's fixtures are good and he doubles in 34. I don't think I can do Solanke to Darwin. But it's at the back of my mind. I don't think I go there. And it's only at the back of my mind because I think the ceiling for Darwin is so big against Sheffield United. But I think I'm unlikely to go there. So what other dilemmas do I have this game? Let's just run through my team. Well, the first dilemma is in goal. Is it Dubravka or Neto? Now, Neto's clean sheet odds are slightly higher. That's something like 36%, 35%. Versus Dubravka's are at 29%. But I do have Zabani in there. Do I want double Bournemouth defence for Crystal Palace at home? Or do I want one of Newcastle, Dubravka, and one of Bournemouth and Zabani? At the moment, I've got Dubravka in there, but maybe I swap it. So we have Gabriel, we've got Bradley and Zabani. Bradley we have to speak about as someone you guys should all consider as a short-term punt if you've got the luxury of a free, easy transfer this game week. Trent will be back soon. We don't know when. But Bradley could get 2, 3, 4 games. And even when Trent's back, maybe Bradley still sees some minutes in some different combination that Klopp goes with. Or maybe he's eased in slowly. Will Bradley start both in the double in 34? I think that's very unlikely. But are there points on offer for Bradley right now? I think so. Sheffield United is as good a fixture as he'll have. And against Brighton, he could have mega hauled. He conceded a goal. He didn't get a goal or assist despite coming close so many times, and he still got 2 bonus points. That's how good Bradley is. An attacking monster on that right-hand side. We then have Mo Salah captain. Easy debate this week. If you want to look away from Mo Salah, still look within the Liverpool fixture, Darwin or Diaz, or maybe punt on an Arsenal attacker for Luton. But for me, Salah's the easiest captain shout we've had in a while. Foden, I like for the Aston Villa fixture. Could play some minutes centrally with De Bruyne getting 90 against Arsenal. Son, just couldn't sell Son. And West Ham away. Good fixture. Cole Palmer again, like mega numbers. 9 shots for Cole Palmer at the weekend against Burnley. And a 15-point haul. Boy, has he been good. Saka went off with fatigue. He's fine. He'll start versus Luton. And then it's Haaland and Solanke up top. So look, it's a very good looking 11 this week. I don't think I need to take that extra hit. Neto, Mateta, Taylor and Bell on the bench. My strategy is to dead end in 34 and wildcard in 35 or 6. Bench boost in 37, remember. We're going to show a few more little tips coming up, including my FPL challenge team this week, where we're going with double points for attackers. But this is just a shout out to make sure you are hitting that like and subscribe button, please, guys. That would be amazing if you could. But also, if you want to check out my channel memberships, then you can click the word join below this video and you can consider being a channel member for priority answers and comments, but also extra content as well. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about FPL Challenge this game. Look, these are players I like, so whether you're playing FPL Challenge or not, this is hopefully of use to you. I was looking in the Scout members area earlier and thinking, I just want to stack on a few teams. And there is a link in the description, by the way, for Scout. But as always with Challenge, I'm going to go big on two teams. Liverpool, Arsenal, highest ceiling. And then look, Son and Isak are in there. But you might say, why has he got a couple of Luton defenders with flags on? Well, there is a slight cheat code with this game. So you can transfer out players mid-game week if they are injured. Now, ordinarily, I've got Bell and Potts there. If Bell and Potts don't play, they won't, they're injured, then my subs come on. So Williams and White can come on. Now, if Williams and White get 6 pointers, I'll let them come on. Great. They will come on at the end of the game week, right? As always is the case with auto subs. However, if Williams and White blank and are on 2 pointers, I'm going to go, I'm going to sell these Luton players. Williams and White have blanked. And off the back of that, I still have another deadline, right? Because the deadline is staggered. There's a few deadlines mid-game week. So I look at the Thursday games and go, ahead of the Thursday deadline, I can make a couple of transfers. So I can sell those 2 players and I can buy more Liverpool players, for example, or I could buy Van Dijk, or I could buy, I could punt on Chilwell if I thought he was starting versus Man United, whatever. You can make mid-game week transfers. And if that's the case, I'm not allowing the auto subs and I'm giving someone else a second shot of points. Likewise with my goalkeeper, if Raya blanks, then I go, okay, I'm not going to go Johnston, I'm going to go Kelleher, or I'm going to punt on Onana, whatever. So there is a slight glitch, a slight cheat code, you could argue. It is double points for forwards this week. So I'm captaining Darwin. I'm going Isak and Gabriel Jesus. I think Tony is a really good punt this week. Obviously Haaland always, but I'm going without Man City this week. And it's a little bit of fun. If you fancy playing FPL Challenge, there is a link in my description for both my mini league in FPL and my mini league in FPL Challenge. So do guys go check that out. Final note from me is just to touch on a couple of players in my 11 this week that I'm seeing a few having to sell to get to Salah. 2 players I would not be confident or comfortable selling are Foden and Son this game week. Now, sure, Mo Salah's important. You do what you need to do to get him in. And you might go, I don't have a route to Mo Salah, I need to sell Foden. Or I don't have a route to Salah, I need to sell Son. My suggestion would be to find another way. There is always a way in FPL. You've got 15 players you can move around. If that way is to take a 4-point hit, then do it. If that way is even to take an 8, I would consider it this week, or maybe even consider your chip strategy. Salah feels important this week, but boy, I do not want to sacrifice on a Son or even a Foden for me. If I had to pull one of them first, sure, it'd be Foden. But Son has just been so good. I can't go there. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's team selection video. I will be back later on today with my deadline stream, probably around 5 o'clock. Deadline is 6. So come and join my deadline stream. I'll answer all your questions live in the chat there. I'll let you know if I'm going to go Darwin as well. And I look forward to seeing you very soon. Good luck and enjoy Game Week 31. See you later, guys.